In previous video, I have told you that we made some mistake in the few parameters like the velocity and viscosity, and this has also affected the first layer height or the y plus value. But if you plot the y plus, you will see that in the file when we were using 40 meter per second, the y plus value was 0.6, and with the correct value but with somehow larger first cell height, you can see that still we have the y plus value less than 0.7. So this means that as I told you in that video, that there is no need, and I thought at that time that this will not be a problem. So now it's true now, and it turned out to be the correct approach here. And the second thing, now we can plot the different contour plots, like for example here the pressure contour, and you can also choose one symmetry plane in this way, and then you can also change it to the banded, so you will see the typical type of the contour plots as you usually see for the fluid simulations. And in the smooth, so this will just will make the single chart, but they will gradually change from the blue color to the red color, and blue is the lowest value and the red is the highest value. And if you plot the velocity, so velocity is like this, and you can see that the downstream wake is going even with this very large domain. I think the downstream is almost 50 times, and it is going very to up to that value as well. So this is very important here. So you must resolve the domain size properly, otherwise results may be wrong. And the next thing is that we can plot the vectors, and we can plot on the symmetry plane, and at the same time we can draw the mesh with the aerofoil and symmetry too. And I can use the colors for wall as the gray color, the light gray color, and also for the symmetry also I can change the color to the same light gray, and now display velocity vectors. So now we can superimpose the velocity vectors on display of symmetry and this aerofoil, and you can see the development of bound layer here. And as I told you that I will discuss this thing. So if I scale by the 0.1 or 0.5, yes, so you can see that the bound layer is thickness is very low for this huge Reynolds number, and it is not more than around 2% of the chord length. So I will discuss that thing in the later in the next video. And you can also plot the XY graphs here. For example, you can plot the CP plot, and for CP plot I will discuss that thing in the coming videos. But for a time being, I can explain the method that how you can get the first of all how to get the one curve on the aerofoil, because in 2D case the aerofoil is already in the curve form. So for that we can create the surface by making the, so for surface we are going to use from the create, we are going to use isosurface, and in this we are going to use the z value, and this will be on the Nauka 0012 aerofoil, and I will use a mesh, and I will use a z coordinate so I can compute. So we have the value from 0 to 0.3, so I can keep the value 0.3, 0.0, and I can get the one curve. So I can display this curve here. As you can see, this curve is exactly the shape of this aerofoil on the one symmetry plane. So from this curve now I can plot various xy plots. For example, the pressure along the x direction, which is the angle of attack. This is a pressure variation. and you can also plot the pressure of coefficient of pressure, which is shown here, and also we can use our own formulation and we can plot it there as well. And then the most important thing is the y plus value, and you can see that at the leading edge the value is maximum. First it's the minimum because the stagnation point, and then on the two sides the value increases to the highest value, and then again it drops to the 0.2. So everywhere the y plus value is within the limit here. So this is the small post-processing video here. So I thought that after solving the case with the medium mesh and the larger domain, now it's a good idea to explore the post-processing inside the Fluent.